Hello there. So, Gran Turismo 4 again, right? Today we'll be pitting one of the most notorious race cars in the Gran Turismo series up against the Formula 1s. Of course, it's no other than the Toyota GT1. Coincidentally, it was also recently added to Gran Turismo 7, and I've taken it out for a spin over there, and I've got to say, it's got nothing on the previous iterations from the other games. That does, however, make sense, but we won't go into the reasons why on that. It pretty much just goes unsaid. Don't want to get too off topic, you know? As with pretty much everything, fan bases often compare LMPs to F1s and vice versa. Despite them competing in vastly different events and having many different regulations and restrictions to take into consideration, the speed at which they can both get around the track remain relatively similar. Well, that's going by Gran Turismo 4 standards anyway, and the physics in this game aren't exactly realistic, despite what the text on the cover might lead you to believe. It also doesn't help that the AI in Gran Turismo 4 isn't exactly good enough to provide an accurate comparison between the two. Not that the game is that realistic either, so we won't be trying to. But let's take a look at the performance values and the differences that matter between the two. First of all, of course, we have the Toyota GT1, which starts off at about 815 horsepower and only weighs about 900 kilograms. This is rather underwhelming when you learn that the F1 has 904 brake horsepower at only 550 kilograms. 350 kilogram difference between the two already. Surprisingly, this doesn't make as much of an impact as you'd expect it to. The physics engine in Gran Turismo 4 just isn't good enough to display just how much of a difference this would actually make. Game-wise as well, the F1s can't receive any performance upgrades, oil changes or any of that, but they don't have any of the background engine wear, chassis wear or oil wear, funnily enough. But they also can't have different tyre compounds. They are stuck with just one. This is where the GT1 will have a few advantages, and will turn the tide in our favour a little bit for this challenge. So, in the sense of Gran Turismo 4, can you beat the F1s without an F1? Let's find out. But I have upgraded this bad boy right here, and we have more straight line speed, and that's pretty much all we have going for us, and the ability to use different tyres. It might have changed the volume value. Anyway, I've left the suspension stock. We slightly messed around with gearing. Don't need to do too much with that. LSD, I reduced the acceleration by about 10. And we actually need to start on hard tyres. Race 1 began at the home of polyphony, Tokyo Route 246. Generally speaking, we should be qualifying for these races to give ourselves as much of an edge as possible, but this time around I decided to just send it. Or better or worse. Hard tyres, 1100 horsepower, and the processing power of an actual human being versus the AI F1s that have medium tyres, or at least the special F1 medium compound of GT4, combined with 904 horsepower, 350 kilogram difference between us. Do we even have a chance? Yes, we hadn't warmed up the tyres on the GT1 yet, but the gap was already opening up to the F1s in front. And me trying to keep up with them on the long right-hander hairpin. Yeah, hello wall, how you doing? 246 was generally quite an easy track. There weren't too many areas where you could majorly mess up. I mean, there is of course a high-speed left-hander that we'll have to slightly lift for in the middle of the track. And directly at the end of this middle section, we have the long right-hander. If we approach it correctly and avoid the curbs, we can approach it far more confidently than the AI does. This was a blatant reality considering we were right on their tail already. Considering the gap between us had opened up to begin with, the last portion of the track seemed to be heavily sided in our favour. But you guys have seen nothing yet. We are coming to the home straight, the long straight. And what advantage do we have over the F1s right now? Straight line speed. Whoa. I didn't mean to do that, but I got brake checked and it just completely ruined. I'll have to let him past. You definitely have a lot more pace in a straight line. It's pretty much instantly noticeable. They keep jumping over the curb, and that is massively ruining their run around here. A little bit of fighting between the two F1s as we capitalize. A 120. That's slow. We need to be doing 119s or the top end of 118 to... Oh god.
James, do you also suffer from a sword wad?
Hey James, you also suffer from a what? What? Thank you. Sword wad. Yeah, that's what I heard. The end of lap 3 saw us breaking a 119 lap time around Tokyo. But this still wasn't going to be enough, as the gap to the F1s was only 2 seconds. For us to have as much power as we did behind the wheel, we just simply weren't using it efficiently enough. The gap wasn't opening up quickly enough, and this could potentially cause problems later down the line. Judging from the tyre wear bottom left, I knew we only had about half of the stint left worth of tyre life, so it was time to lock in. The start of lap 6, I decided to go all out. We were going to have a reckless lap, throw it into every single corner, full throttle, see what happens. Immediately, we're already starting to gap the AI and the lap has just begun. I know we just got to the end of the main straight, but we're even getting the hairpin correct. Flat out of the hairpin, narrowly avoiding the wall, the sharp left-hander appears, again narrowly avoiding the wall, flat out. Let's see if we can handle the middle section. Still having to lift a bit there, but maintaining reasonable speed. Sharp right-handers appear, we lightly tap the curb, avoid the outer wall. Avoid the outer wall once again, nice pace through there. Little left-hander to go, we avoid the wall this time. Actually tapping the wall on the approach to the right-hander before the main straight. No idea how we managed that, but making good progress around the track so far. And we get a 1:17.751. Pretty much 2 seconds faster than our previous lap. I don't know where I found the time from, but we were just going all out. And after a good lap like that, we smashed straight into the wall at the end of the main straight. Nothing like consistency, hey? But look at the gap to the AI now. That is juicy. 5.5 seconds. That's still nowhere near a pit stop, but hey, if we keep making progress like this, the win is definitely in the bag. If I drive well enough, I can actually lap the Formula 1s around here. Which is amusing, as you guys might go, well, that must mean it's easy to do this then. I assure you, it's only going to get more challenging the longer this championship goes on for. Because I'm already using a car that's starting to experience engine wear, as it has just shy of 4,000 miles on the clock. And then, not only that, we won't be able to refresh the rigidity. So the handling's going to get worse. But yeah, this is the final lap before we have to pit in. As I roughly predicted, we ended up pitting at the end of lap 10. To nobody's surprise, the F1s shot straight past us. We weren't yet driving well enough in the GT1 to get a sizable gap to keep the F1s behind us. But we had 50 odd laps to go. We had plenty of time to refine it. Fortunately for us, the AI pitted at the end of lap 11, which allowed us to shoot straight back past them. After somehow sending it into the wall at the end of the main straight again, the rest of the race consisted of us getting gradually more and more consistent with the car and increasing the gap until we eventually lapped the AI drivers. Not a bad start to the championship, I must say. Yeah, baby. Woo. It's Max Verstappen. 1:22. Now it was time to venture over to America to enjoy some left turn simulator. I was expecting this to be an extremely tough race, as the F1s, when compared to us, basically didn't really need to lift at all when turning left. We didn't have the downforce nor the agility to follow the F1s through the high-speed left-handers. Whereas they generally had a very easy time turning left, we had to almost get it perfect every time to not only keep up with them, but also maximize the usage of our straight line speed advantage. This is the only problem with tracks like this. When it's as basic as this, it ends up being harder to refine as you have less to work on. And if you think about that for a second, it does make sense. And another thing to note, we won't be pulling any Ross Chastain specials to win this race. My exaggerated sense of honour and justice stops me from deeming that acceptable. So with all that out of the way, can careful driving and tyre preservation win us this race? They are fighting. I'm keeping with them for the most part. For the most part, we are here. Initially, we were keeping with the front runners. The two of them were constantly battling it out, and that allowed me to make use of the slipstream and mind my own business from behind as the carnage unfolded. But then disaster struck several times in a row. Either my brake bias was wrong, or I hit the brakes too heavily at a slight elevation change, and this caused a loss of grip on the back end. Naturally, during a turn, the car suddenly became light, and we were sent on unavoidable journeys to the outer wall. You know, just to do a little quick inspection. Gran Turismo 4 generally can be quite funny with braking on specific surfaces at speed, especially when elevation changes are involved. Due to the age of the game and the textures that are used, sometimes you just can't see where those changes are, and just end up finding it by pure mistake, like in this instance unfortunately. This is also more common the lower your car's ride height is. It's another one of those funky old game features that you'll come across with time. Think of it as part of the charm, if you will. There are times where I use this exact thing to my advantage, to induce oversteer and get the car round. The McLaren SLR comes to mind with the Nurburgring Mission 34, but yeah, in this instance it caught me off guard and again, the inspection of the wall took place. The barrier seems to be in good working order, even after the collision that was made. After we figured out all of those shenanigans, in the meantime the F1s went in for their first pit stop. Pitting in every 13 laps, well, that worked for me, especially considering we still had a reasonable amount of tyre life remaining left to use. Naturally, this allowed us to lap the back markers straight away. I mean, the course isn't very long, but position 1 and 2, or at least what used to be 1 and 2, were still just out of reach in terms of lapping. I knew it was pointless to try and catch them, so instead let's just focus on refining the lap times that we have, to the best of my ability. Keep it within the high 27s, and we're only just going to be a few tenths off of the F1s. And speaking of pit stops, our first stop was at the end of lap 18. This of course left us behind everybody and just outside of slipstream distance unfortunately, but the sheer gap between our laps. But by lap 39 we were going to have one pit stop on them already. So losing a few tenths per lap versus a whole 30 odd seconds worth of pitting, I know what advantage I'm putting my money on. I was of course left wanting to push as hard as possible to catch up, even unlocking the nitros here and there for extra boost of power. But fortunately, past me figured out very early on that it wasn't going to be possible, better to just focus on myself. Keep things clean, keep it progressively moving forward, keep it consistent. You don't have to make plays all the time or do fancy things. You don't always have to be driving at 100%, pulling off qualifying times every lap. Sometimes it's just all about the reasonable, steady drive. I might put mediums on the rear. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It might balance out the wear a bit better. The offside rear is a bit toasty as well, actually. I don't think we need to change anything. I think we're already on the winning strategy. I've definitely got another lap out of these tyres, though. I'm going to refuel a bit. You could tell I was starting to get more comfortable with the car around the Speedway. We managed to squeeze an extra lap of life out of the tyres. This would help us push the advantage that little bit more against the F1s, and let's be real, we needed every subtle bit of advantage we could possibly find. New lap record by 20 milliseconds. But we had more to focus on than just trying to beat our own lap records. The F1s were starting to gain on us. And just as they were about to get within striking distance, 2.2 seconds away from us, they pitted in the next lap. We were just shy of the halfway mark of the race, and it was already starting to tip heavily in our favour. Right, when this front tyre is orange like that, we lose about 1/10 of a second. Pitting in at the end of lap 56 saw us coming out of the pits, surprisingly still in front. Yes, the F1s were right behind us, but this is the first time we came out of the pits in a promising position. Yes, only 1.5 seconds in front of the F1s, but in front nonetheless. This was a sign of things to come. By the start of lap 55, The large majority of the pack had all congealed together right behind us. Not even a whole second behind us. But just as they were right on our rear bumper, they pitted in at the end of lap 65. The strategy was very much working, and this is pretty much going to outline the rest of the race, so I'll skip to the end. And come lap 70, after 50 odd laps of not even coming close to beating my previous lap record, we somehow dug deep and figured out how to turn left. Just that little bit better, knocking just under 2/10 off of the lap time. And we wouldn't see improvement again until lap 120, or at least the start of which. And we wouldn't see improvement again, not until lap 120. So a further 50 odd lap difference, just to gain the smallest of advantages. You guys aren't prepared for how small it is. Are you ready? Yep, 20 odd milliseconds. 20 milliseconds. 25 milliseconds shaved off. What a massive gap, right? But hey, with tracks like this, any small improvement is one to be celebrated. There's really not much you can do around here. Come towards the end of lap 125, one of the AI drivers finally got sick of me and drove straight into the back of me. How nice. And on the final lap, we had a fantastic run on the main straight. Would this give us the chance to refine the lap time that little bit more? To set us on a good start to the lap. Ooh. Go on. Yeah, no, never mind. Unfortunately not, but 17 milliseconds off of matching the previous time. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, and yeah, we won the race as well. 1 lap ahead. Not bad. Let's stop that. So a little bit of RuneScape music to start the stream. Why not? Why not? It was now day 2 of the F1 challenge. And fortunately, some of you will be pleased to see that I've changed the camera on the car. As of recording this challenge, I decided to swap to the bonnet cam to see if this would provide more visual info and of course help me gain quicker lap times. Unfortunately, this camera position didn't come without any drawbacks. Immediately, I was sorely missing the rear view camera at the top of the screen. But considering how often I use the look back feature anyway, I'm sure we'll survive. As you can see by the lap counter top left, a lot of testing and planning went into the New York race. I knew of course we had 3 reasonably long straights to make use of with our demonic straight line speed, but all that was on my mind was the narrower section of consecutive 90-degree turns in the middle of the lap. Not only that, but judging the braking zones at the end of the straights turned out to be a bit of a nightmare as well in and of itself. Extensive qualifying testing also helped us learn that the tyre strategy needed to be hard fronts and medium on the rears. This not only let us use the power more efficiently, but also use it to hook us around corners and actually turn the car. How many laps? I'm not entirely sure. Somewhere around 70, I want to say. Slow. I don't think it's a lap record. And fast forwarding to the final lap of qualifying, we broke a 1:16.764. Would laps close to this during the actual race be enough to grant us another first position? Let's find out. Let the race commence. 74 laps to go. The US Grand Prix in New York. And I'm going to go straight into the barrier. I feel that coming. Nope. Two seconds already. Oh. Made some more good progress today with editing of the Gran Turismo 2 No Upgrade Challenge. To adding a little bit of commentary. Speaking of that video, it has been uploaded to the channel for well over 3 months now, so if you enjoy this video and want to check out some Gran Turismo 2 content, well, click top right of the screen right now, or go check the channel out and find it for yourself. Either way, watch this video first. The first lap concluded with us having a 5.6 second lead over the F1s already. Unfortunately, there was no challenge to be had here, so we're going to skip straight to the next race. Well, the final lap just before. Oh. Making our way to the finish line to start the final lap, we crossed the line with a 1:14.926. And also lap one of the back markers while we're at it. We reached the ludicrous 242 miles per hour before reaching the end of the main straight. And we do it again. We had just under half a tank of fuel in the car, and in Gran Turismo 4 that makes you a little bit quicker. The lower the fuel goes, the more you'll notice it. A nice little addition of realism that Polyphony added to the game, even from 2004 standards. I was also using nitro wherever possible. It's feeling slow out of there because of the rear tyres, but... And thanks to all of these factors all together, we crossed the finish line with a 1:14.272. Almost a full second off of our previous lap time. Nice way to finish as well with a few lap records there. But 2 laps ahead of the second place F1. And I agree with past TGD here, it is a pretty good way to end the race. Now we were headed for the high speed ring. Anyone that's seen any of my previous GT challenge runs will already know this, but I'm simply going to just say it again anyway. In GT1 and GT2, this was easily one of my favourite tracks of all time, at least as a kid. The simplicity paired with plenty of wall riding opportunities and the ability to ignore braking zones entirely made this great for younger me. Younger TGD just didn't have the ability to gauge how much braking was required for each corner, so would much rather missile straight into a wall and let that do it for me instead. And somehow it was surprisingly effective. Then again, you would end up taking a few AI out here and there as collateral damage. And with the things they do back to me these days, I really don't feel sorry for them. Nowadays, when it comes to this track, my opinion has changed a fair bit. I actually prefer to drive this track in reverse on GT4. That may be the nostalgia of the Lotus Esprit driving mission, but either way, I just find it flows better in reverse. Funny that. Overall, I find this track to be a little bit too simple, and the GT4 physics engine isn't good enough to make use of the banked corners, unfortunately. But it's still good fun to drive around here and there. Just maybe not for 77 laps. Anyway, enough of that, now it's time to get down to business. At the time of recording this race, I'd recently played a fair bit of GT7, and I was spoilt by GT7's ability to practically go flat out through the banked corners of the high speed ring. At least if you're driving a high-performance race car with reasonable downforce. Naturally, in GT7, the GT1 is one of those cars that can accomplish this, but we're not playing that game, and I needed a little reminder back then. We messed up. Ooh, we really did mess up. Just as I was about to get first position, I got sideswiped by the AI on like one of the final laps, and yeah. Final lap as well, or sorry. Unsurprisingly, this race was being an absolute breeze. The high top speed of the GT1 was just absolutely blasting away from the F1s. There's 250. Oh no. Need for Speed, Underground has it, Carbon, Most Wanted, Gran Turismo 2 has it pretty badly as well. And that's about it. I'm very sure this game doesn't have rubber banding. I'm not, however, sure about Gran Turismo 3 when we eventually get around to that. Oh, I was hoping to gun it into the corner, but yeah, rip. And about midway through the race, we set the fastest lap of the race with a 52.711. A whole second faster than the qualifying time, despite being on worse tyres. Looks like we're bringing home another pole position. Oh, come on. Well, not bad at all. GG. After several instances of shocking crashes, spins, wall taps, wall kisses, missiles into the barrier, and attempted space program liftoffs, we somehow bring it home with a pole position, and the car in one piece. Oh, I'm glad that Gran Turismo 4 doesn't have a damage model, because we would not have had a car otherwise. It's crazy how much my driving has changed on this game now over time. Generally speaking, I'm I'm a fair bit smoother. Like, we're starting to... I'm a fair bit smoother, crashes. This track is a struggle because the end of the home straight, the car does not like it. Are you feeling the rigidity wear, Mr. Krabs? Wait, why am I saying it in a Mr. Krabs-esque voice? What? Mr. Krabs is now talking to himself, gotcha. Are you feeling? It's more like the intro guy, isn't it? Welcome to Grand Valley Speedway. It's been a relatively smooth sailing run so far, but we're about to hit stormy waters. Grand Valley is a track that tests you from start to finish. One mistake can cost a whole lot of time, as the runoff will send you into oblivion. The sand and gravel traps suck the car into the ground immediately. Good luck getting out of there. It was very much imperative to keep the car on the track. We were going to have to start driving a lot better to maintain the success we'd been having so far. Let's send it. Here we go. So it begins. You missed GT4. Get an emulator and play it, friend. Do it. Oh!
My Twitch survey bits
Tapsu, I appreciate the 300 bits. Thank you very much. Twitch survey. I'm getting knocked off the... Wow. Yikes. I just got knocked off the track by Orange. The Orange F1. Have a link somewhere. I think it's under patch, exclamation mark patch, for all my setup instructions. Well, things that I followed in order to get the games running. I've not made the tutorials, I've just put them all in one place, you know? Don't be put off by the wall of text. Because a lot of that is to do with like little optimizations to get the game looking nicer, not necessarily to get it running, you know? So if you're fussy like me and want the graphics to look nicer, you can do that. If you don't worry about it. Am I catching the front runners? I don't think I am, really. Not with lap times like that, I'm not. We can bring it back. After quite literally being driven off the track, I mean pushed off the track even by Orange, we were slowly starting to reel the cars back in. 4th position reacquired after that was what we ended up dropping down to at the start of the race. You guys already know what it's like at this point. You know the routine with the gearing we have. We always end up bogged down on the grid starts. But it saves our tyres in the long run. The AI were very quick around here in the main race, and we had a fair bit of improving to do before we could start competing ourselves. But we weren't far off. We were getting there. Fine lap times. I guess when you're motivated to catch up, you just get on with it. I'm proud of that one. We can't make a move here. They're just too quick. Ah, he's nudging me out the way. Oh. It's a bit dirty of me, but hey ho. Oh, hello. Yeah, there's something charming. Oh, voice crack. About the AI just not even acknowledging you exist. You gotta laugh, otherwise you're gonna cry instead. Better safe than sorry. What's this? Kevin Magnussen, get out the way, man. That was very close. That was a slow lap though. We were a bit all over the show. But we do pretty much just replenish everything on that straight there. Ooh, kept it out of the grass. That was very, very, very dangerous. Please don't knock me off the track. He's knocking me off the track. Stop it. Alright, orange is now my nemesis. It's... Oh my... Come on, when are they pitting? Lap 10? Start of lap 10? Yeah, the tires are fried. Yes! Get out of the way! Yeah! That worked. That actually worked. Okay, so we are even on pitting. Oh my word. This is gonna be one hell of a race. I gotta remember that I've got old tires. The socks aren't warm yet. The racing around Grand Valley was noticeably closer than any other track so far in the series. By the end of lap 12, even with a 1:32.2 lap time around Grand Valley, we were still only 7.2 seconds ahead of the orange F1. Our nemesis, the one that pushed me straight off the track. Sure, the gap was slowly opening, but we were having to push very, very hard, and I mean, when you race like this is when mistakes start to happen. Fast forward a little bit further to our second pit stop of the race, we'd only just opened the gap up to about 15 seconds. One mistake when pushing this hard would absolutely spell disaster. Can we remain quick and consistent at the same time? Or are we destined to bin it into a wall? Again? Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, we're gonna smash this, surely. 131. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. 131. Oh, there it is, another 10th. Like I said before, naturally, being a human being, we have an advantage that the AI doesn't. At least not AI from 20 years ago. The advantage we have is that we learn. We improve. We have the ability to constantly figure things out throughout the course of the race, whereas the AI is generally set on a predestined course. We're able to keep pushing the limits, whereas the AI is firmly stuck within them. And even though we may not be a lap ahead of every single F1 car this race, we brought home a win regardless. There it is! 1 hour and 40 minutes, solidifying the point lead. We are now 29 points ahead of second place. Doing too badly, I might say. Hello and welcome to France. Or more importantly, the Le Mans 24 Hours official track. As we start the race, the TS020 probably has a bitter taste in its mouth. Or engine, right now considering it never managed to bring home a pole position around here despite its dominance for the majority of the 24-hour race that it raced within. So maybe we can give it the closure it needs by demolishing some F1s around here today instead. Evidently, me from the past was very confident with our potential at this track, jumping straight in again without any qualifying. Yeah, sure, we have the speed advantage. This definitely won't bite us in the back, right? They can have the introduction section, but this is where we go. It's time. Top out at 258 miles per hour, is that? I got punted. Oof. Towards the final section of lap 1, the second place F1 was only 1.5 seconds behind me as we began to enter the Porsche curves. We were all but giving everything the GT1 had to offer right now. as the hard tyres made it very difficult to maintain grip around the sweeping corners. This was so much so apparent that when we crossed the start-finish line, the gap had dropped to only just under half a second. One thing was apparent, the pressure was on. Or was it? On the approach to the Dunlop Bridge, we received a love tap from one of the F1s, and then they weren't anywhere to be seen again. Smacked into the back of me. Unfortunately, we don't have the replay, so we can't actually look back and see exactly what happened. But chances are the AI tried to avoid making contact, and in doing so, failed evidently and ended up in one of the sand dunes. Either way, it's a little bit of a win for me. Oh, huh? He's gone. I didn't expect to just suddenly lose him through Dunlop Bridge or whatever it's called. I remember once my granddad left his PlayStation 2 on overnight, and you see that little sand dune. Is it Indianapolis? Is that it? Am I thinking it right? At the end of that straight there, we have the sharp right before the sharp left-hander, don't we? Well, B-Spec ended up in the sand on the left-hand side, right in the corner, and wouldn't drive out from where it had crashed. So the race was at 23 hours, he was still in first place, and he had to reset the race. It just stayed there, reversing and driving forward into a wall. But the problem is it kept getting back into the left-hand corner, so that it was miles away from the road. Very unfortunate. Oh, whoops. Pay more attention. Damn, pay more attention, man. We're going to experiment. 3 laps on softs. Is it possible? That should be more than enough fuel. And welcome back to another episode of TGD's Wacky Pit Strategies. In today's episode, we find out if it's possible to survive 3 laps around Circuit de la Sarthe on racing soft tires. Now I must say, the pit strategies so far this season have been rather questionable from TGD. Clearly driving a red car has inspired him to take notes from the planners of the modern F1 Ferrari team. Myself, I'm not convinced this is going to work out, but I've always been a skeptic myself. This is going to be a tough lap. We are sliding everywhere. Oh my god. It's like Lewis Hamilton at the end of the Silverstone Grand Prix a few years ago. Oh my god. Losing all the time we gained, but very fortunate in having all this time to lose. I can't do it. I can't stop. How are we turning? Oh my god. I can't even do that. It's actually losable. What the hell? I can't turn at all. I'm being so light on the steering, honestly. It won't. No. We tried it. Okay, maybe we won't lose, but... Oh yeah, when he's blown his tires and he's like jumping. Can't do it, I can't. That was so bad. Oh my god. So, now that we've firmly omitted the shocking finishing display at Le Mans from memory, we're now journeying to the city streets of Monaco, where I decided to give our resident B-Spec driver a chance whilst I was AFK, just to see if he'd be able to do it and how he'd fare against the F1s. Considering he'd almost been lapped by not even the end of lap 6, it is obvious enough that we won't be finding any success with him behind the wheel. So looks like we're doing it the hard way, chaps. But let this be a somewhat proven example of how much better we are as players compared to the AI. Although in saying that, I don't think I had any B-Spec experience on this playthrough, so it's worse than it potentially could be. The poor performance from Mr. B had knocked my confidence a little, hence I felt the need to qualify. But an easy pole position during qualifying made this effectively seem pointless. Followed up by a 3-second gap before the end of lap 1 in the actual race? Yeah, that kind of reinforced that fact. I missed this being in Gran Turismo. Wonder why it isn't. Wonder why a lot of tracks aren't in Gran Turismo. Unless they're really expensive to license or whatever. They haven't been able to get their people around to laser scan. We just need more city circuits in Gran Turismo 7. I'll take it. Yes, there it is, 119, baby. The 119 with hard tyres. We broke it. And almost at the end of the race, I tried to go for the fastest lap, at least one without nitro. So here it is. Come on, come around. Shows how optimal we got with the hard tyres, because even on mediums I'm struggling to lap faster. Nah, you buggered that up at the last stretch. That was gonna be it. Oh. That was it, okay. Could have been a 118. But the skill issue kicked in. This was very much an open and shut race. Nothing really happened. We just brought it home. On to the next one. Rip right at the final. There's a 118 with nitro. Ah, look where we are. Korea. Seoul, of course. Oh, what? A track with several really long straights and rather minimal corners? Yeah, this was also an easy race. Not going to waste your time. Oh, the car is too stiff for that. It didn't want to slide. Just under 90 minutes. Nice. But what was that? 3 laps ahead of the AI? 76 laps. I'm tempted to just send it. Don't even get any practice in, just go. But this very decision would prove to be a mistake. Sonoma Raceway, formerly known as Infineon, has many blind bends and corners with undulations blocking view of where the road ends and the runoff begins. Unless you are familiar with this track, the braking zones and how the track and just corners work in general, you're going to find yourself potentially making mistakes if you push yourself too hard. That may sound rather obvious, but this track makes it far worse. Certain areas of the track also have sharp, sudden changes in elevation, some of which you can't necessarily see, once again because this is an old game. But they are there and they can easily mess with cars that have low ride height, i.e. what we are currently driving. Tap the brakes at the wrong time and you will most certainly be sent into the void. You'll probably see this a few times this race. Will my arrogance lead to my downfall? In this race I'd argue it to be deserved, but only time will tell. Yeah, there we go. Just holding on. I have to go wide here. Cover the inside. Oh, got a nudge there. Neater. Keep it like that, we'll gain a lot of time. I'm gonna have to go wide. Get him on the cutback. Him going over the curb was great for us. Wow, he's going another lap on these tires? Hey, look at that, almost a full second. Ooh. James. Relax with the gearing. I'm on the brakes too much as well, and I need to go in this lap. I've shredded my tires. He's gonna punt me, he's gonna hit me, he's gonna push me, he's gonna get out. Ah, he's knocking me out of the way. You bugger. Smacked into the side of me. Do another lap. You know what? For the boys. I'm not a fan of cones. They've made me fail license tests many a time. I could do another lap, but there's zero reason to. Wall ride. He wall rides around the pit. Dips the rear wheels in the rear left in the grass there. Oh. Oh no. Oh no, we're all over the show. All over the track. Yeah, sorry guys, skipped ahead and we are pretty much a lap ahead of the AI, even though we're driving not too great. Bit sad really. Rip. Stellar racing, absolutely. Yeah. That curb annihilated us, I tell you. You take that corner wrong and brake at the wrong part after the initial straight. Ugh, you're all over it. These old games that I'm already very familiar with. Wow, okay. It's funny being able to go toe-to-toe with the Formula 1s around the corner-intensive sections instead of just relying on the straights to get past them. Power of mediums over hard tyres, I suppose. Come here, boy. Even having braking zones better to go a little bit beyond the blue sign here. He's going to go up my inside, but we're out of here. See you later, buddy. Or it might already be out. Oh, wow. We smashed the 113. Easy. Just like that. 9 out of 9 races won so far. They can't catch us anymore, can they? There's only 60 points remaining. Oh, I need to win one more race and then we've won the championship. Yeah, it's confirmed that I am the next Schumacher, honestly, except I don't do the dirty driving. So, if anything, more like Jensen Button, I guess. Don't remember him being that dirty. Definitely came with comedic effect to it. Oh, wait. Before we do anything, and we do have a stage 4 turbo, yes. We got the big suck. You said tune it down, that's not in your blood. Dude, we still need to play Helldivers, we still need to play... Oh, right? We need to play everything, yeah. Oh, come on, James, pay attention. That's the, what, 3rd time now I've done that? At the minute. Oh, James. You know that AI is going to knock you off, so... Okay, so we've made a place. And we're getting knocked around. He's driving into me, causing me to have a cushion when going around that corner. I'm not trying to use him as a cushion, but he was like, no, here. I will be your walking stick, as apparently in the realms of driving. Oh my god, he just knocked me off. Yeah, that's karma. That is karma. That's what you get for knocking me off. Silly bin. And Obi-Wan Kenobi. That seems to be happening almost every lap. One of them goes off like that. Gonna have to go wide. He's driving into me. Maxing out the options right there. I'm so nervous. I was really expecting to get sent into the void. Oh, sending me into the void. Stop it. Another one spins out. Oh, there's going to be a big collision there. Jesus. This is messy. Ah, you bug. I just can't overtake them on the corners because they keep knocking me off afterwards. I don't exist. They just drive through me. Wow. I see why it happens now. They flip the curb a little bit, causes air time, and then they can't get back on the brakes in time to sort it out. Oh, someone's gone off. Oh no. Hey, what? He's trying to take us out. He waited. Did you see that? He waited until we were driving up. What's that Forza Horizon move right there? That is classic Forza driving right there. Cheeky. There's 2 cars stuck right now, apparently, on the map. Look how far back last place is. I can't believe how badly they're struggling around here. Oh my god, someone's in the middle of the map. Whoa. You realize I'm right next to you. AI is genuinely horrific around here. You can tell his rear tires are gone from the fact that he moved at a slight bit of contact. Can you please stop driving into me? Oh my god! This is mayhem. This is gonna be great for a video though. And then we made it to Laguna Seca. Normally a very difficult track, but the AI decided to go to the beach. It's just fast-paced music and it's showcasing the spins. Yeah, that's karma. Another one spins out. Oh, there's gonna be a big... Oh, and it's Schumacher, and Schumacher's gone off. They've crashed. They've collided. That didn't work this time, Schumacher. Yada yada. By lap 84, we were over 5 laps ahead of the AI. Largely in part due to the fact that they kept spinning off, not at the corkscrew, but turn 9, the corner immediately following it. Something you pretty much don't ever see, or at least don't see anymore, in modern racing games. But yes, unfortunately, this marks the technical end of the championship. We have won it. We have done it. And in a very, very anticlimactic way. But hey, a win is a win, and this championship has been very difficult, or at least it's been testing my skills. Bit too deep, but Making a better 107. And that is 85 laps of Laguna Seca, finishing 5 laps ahead of the nearest contender. Oh my word. Unfortunate race for them, I must say. 6 laps behind the final car. Jeez. Alright. 64 laps of Motegi. Not a track I like very much, but... Twin Ring Motegi. A track that I haven't taken the GT1 around before, at least not until now. After the absolute landslide of a race at Laguna Seca, in no small part due to the fact that the AI wanted to visit the beach on more than one occasion, I once again decided to hop straight into the race without any practice or testing or messing around with the tune of the car in preparation for Motegi. And straight away, as we began the race, you could tell that my gear tune was completely wrong. Very, very wrong. Unfortunately, I still had the longer gears customized specifically for the Korean city straights of Seoul. Somehow that didn't cause any issues at Laguna Seca, but we were going to feel it here apparently. Sure, we had some reasonably sized straights around Motegi, but they just weren't suitable for what I'd added to the car. Gear 6 had just become essentially useless and we were going to be bogged down for the majority of the race. Not to mention, this was made far worse by the fact that the engine wear and rigidity wear from the car's mileage was now reaching peak levels. We no longer had a sizable performance buff over the F1s and it was starting to show. The gap had narrowed down to nothing to the point that even with slipstream and a decent run onto a straight, we still were pretty much just dead level with the F1s. So now our only other choice to beat them was to bring adaptability and release the full force of the indomitable human spirit into the equation. This is the only way we were going to be overcoming the Terminators behind the wheel of the F1s. And you're about to witness one of the closest races in the championship by far. I've said it before, but this is like nothing you've ever seen. At least not in this video. Bumped out of the way. He says, hey, you bumped into me, so this is only fair. But we should get him back here nicely. With a bit of slipstream. He's still pulling away. He's in the slipstream distance of the F1 in front. Gonna have to brake a bit earlier. Standard, oh yeah. Oh. Got a nice run on him there, but not quite doing it. Yeah, I've considered it Scoochie, but for now I'm happy with the controller for the games that I play. There's a little bit of contact was made between the green and yellow F1s. Ooh. Yeah, we're getting sent all over the show. Definitely seems like we're faster in certain sections of the track. Ooh, not there though, if you're gonna do that. No. Here we go. This? What are you... What am I witnessing? Literally getting brake checked, yeah. Leave them in no space there. They're all pitting in. Can do the same, you know. Right, we slid off quite a bit. Spent a lot of this race sliding off. We're slowly starting to figure out braking zones and how to maneuver around this track, so with any luck, we're going to be okay. It seems like our pit stops are a little bit quicker than theirs as well. Oh no, come on. Wouldn't turn. The double lunge. The hunt for first begins. And end straight away. That's so annoying. It's like we just lose traction mid-corner. Oh no. Can't trust it. Can you see that I wasn't joking about the difficulty of this race? The wrong setup for the car, plus my relentless need to push the car beyond what it can reasonably handle, has led to us remaining in a rigid 4th position. I don't know if at the time of recording this that I had been playing too much Gran Turismo 7, but I was getting it very wrong in terms of interpreting what the GT1 could actually do around this track, what it could actually handle, how far I could actually push it. Either way, it doesn't matter. All excuses aside, we had to find a way of locking in, and we had to find it, well, not too fast. We still had 50 odd laps to go, but they were starting to disappear. The mistakes we were making, not so much. Well, got a smooth running setup these days. Things are great here, thank you. Hope everything's well on your end. Gradually beginning to catch. This is the most evenly matched we've been with the F1s around here by far. As I get nudged off again. Just out of slipstream, I think. Oh no, we're just in it! Woo. This is where we want the slipstream. Same again. Oh no. Shouldn't have nudged me last lap, you know? He did turn into me, to be fair. Did we chance another lap? Nah, you know what, we won't. Alright, we've clawed it back to 3rd position. Just keep driving the way we are, and we can do it. But this is very challenging so far. Yeah, the pit stops for us are definitely faster. Might be because of my pit entry. Very light nudge. He's driving me off the bloody track. They just don't drive as if you're there. It's so difficult to drive and race with them when they're like this. Problem is, I'm marginally quicker than these guys right now. So even when I do get past them, because of slipstream and whatnot, he's still keeping with me. And because I brake so much earlier, they just end up nudging into me and I get sent off the track and then can't capitalize on a move I've made. After enduring a relentless game of cat and mouse with 2nd position, back and forth, getting pushed off the track when we finally did get past them, or making subtle mistakes which allowed them to shoot back past, or gain a little bit of a distance advantage, we finally had some free air to catch up with 1st place, or at least attempt to. Time to try and find the pace that we've been sorely missing. We had that space to go for the faster laps. We could comfortably use the track, without somebody in a bulldozer of an F1 driving us straight off of it. And yes, I will never stop having digs at the F1s. I will never stop throwing digs at the AI in this game in general. It's all love though. Together. 107. Looking like a new lap record. Yeah, it is. Like I said, I could have knocked off 800 milliseconds last lap or so. This is so close. This has been one hell of a race. Oh, 2.5 seconds. We're doing it. We're doing it. 1.5. Here it is. Within reach. I said at the start of the race that I'd eventually come to grips with this track. Here we are. Here we go. Gets me on the cutback, but oh, the downshift, or sorry, the upshift delay on the F1 is awful. I assume it's so delayed because they have so many revs because of how the game's engine is coded, with upshifts and downshifts and the revs dropping. Jesus. Block me. Watch the speedometer on the left-hand side there, and you'll notice we receive a punt. Oh, you hear that? Just drove straight into the back of me. Yeah, I think it's partially because the AI aren't as unsteady around here due to the lack of elevation changes or bumpy roads, so they're able to put down the power more effectively. And also, I think we've lost a little bit of power in the engine because I didn't change the oil. And you do start to lose engine power in this game as well with mileage. So all those factors adding up together are likely causing us to be in a bit of a ruckus at the minute. I didn't change the gearing around. And third gear is very slow in these low speed corners. So a lot of factors are all playing a part here. Driving me off the road. Finally leading the race. Only took me 34.5 laps to get here. And he punts into me again. Drag race time. He's pushing me off the track! The AI just doesn't give you any road. Braking a bit later than I normally would to try and avoid the AI from going straight up my rear. One more lap. I think they go in this lap, yeah. Let's find out if this was a mistake or not, shall we? It's quite a long lap on bad tyres, but... oh yeah, those tyres are burning. Ooh. What's that going to be, like a 6-second lead? We're stuck in the 133 zone again. Without a doubt, there were multiple factors making it so that this was the hardest race in the championship so far. It's undeniable that I wasn't racing well around here, and I take ownership of that. It was a skill issue, and we improved upon it over the course of the race. This was easily one of the most fun races I've ever had in Gran Turismo 4. I don't really like this track that much these days, but this relentless challenge, the pressure, everything like that, it all added up to a really entertaining experience for me. Again, a game that is almost 20 years old. 20 years old in about 5 months' time is still providing this level of challenge to this day. The freedom you have to explore these older games exactly how you want. This is why everybody on YouTube, this is why everybody everywhere is revisiting these games to take them for a spin their own unique way. You craft the journey, you get to enjoy it the way you want to. That is gaming right there. That is creativity. It's brilliant. I love it. And what a race this was. First position, won every race so far. We're keeping that win streak, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Easily, by far, hands down, the toughest race of the championship so far. We had a lot to do. A lot of catching up to do from all the early mistakes, but that is another 10 points added to the list. Oh, you can't see me. There we go. That's more like it. The green hell. Around here, sure, we have a considerable advantage over the F1s. We're able to raise the ride height of the GT1 a fair bit higher than that of the F1s. Not only that, but the AI F1s don't customize their setups, specifically for the course they're on. They always stay with one standard variation. On the topic of variations, when it comes to the Nurburgring, or at least the Nordschleife variant, the wild variations, undulations, bumps and unforgiving curbs all around the track make this an absolute nightmare for any unstable suspension tunes, especially those with low ride heights on race cars. If your suspension is stiff, it's all over. Ooh. Car is extremely twitchy. Ooh. Barely keeping it out of the grass there. In all fairness, if we make a mistake, we've got plenty of time to rectify it, so... Oh no. Not with a moment like that, it just wanted to go into the wall. Magnetized. They've hidden a black hole in that wall. Back to it. Green hell indeed. One of my favorite tracks, but also a very difficult one with rigidity wear, I must say. No! He closed me off. Woo! Oh, we bouncing. Oh, we bouncing. We bouncing, we bouncing. That is terrifying. New objective, keep the rears alive. New objective, survive. Oh, come on. Understandably, they're catching me here in the more technical section, but what's it called? The Dottinger straight? That's where we should blast past everybody. Wanted to slide to the right then. Excuse me. Goodbye. Jesus, it's all over. All over the road. No, come on. I don't actually know how long my tires survive for. I assume we can do 3 laps. Although they are yellow already. Not sure how confident I am about a 3rd lap. Pitting every 2 laps is a bit ridiculous though. This is risky as hell, but they probably pit this lap, so they pit every 2 laps, we pit every 3, maybe. Oh. Wow. Okay. No idea what that was about, but this is probably a sign of things to come with this lap. Yeah, we struggling. 2 laps. Every 2 laps is fine with me. I've got hard tires on. And we're still, Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my word. Oh. We survived. No. Oh, here we go. Here we go. That's a big pile up, actually. Oh no. Oh no. No traction whatsoever. Oh, come on, game. Give me a break, man. Okay, time to find out if mediums work. For 2 laps, that is. We've still got a fair bit of time. Oh, come on. Fair bit of time to catch them. Considering we were doing laps about 15 seconds faster than them, so we're probably about 45 seconds behind them now. No, actually, about a minute behind the leader, at least. Green tires already on the rear. I'm not going to risk it, you know. I'm going to put mediums on the front. Yeah, I don't trust it. AI driver's insight. 31-second gap from me to the AI. We were 55 seconds behind at one point. That gap is closing. Wait, wasn't that an outlap? That was an outlap and we dropped a better lap. Tap me. You son of a... You tried to take me out. Oh, wow. No amount of adjustment was getting me off the grass there. This is gonna be... almost clean as well. Tires are well and truly ready for a change. At least they're evenly burning now though. 16 seconds to the leader. What I'm finding with the steering right now is I'm steering, nothing's happening. I steer a tiny bit more, and all of a sudden we're in the wall. I can be quite precise with my movement. I'm being very delicate, and it's just still either too little or too much. Big struggle. So this is looking like a good lap as it's a sub 5 minute under the bridge there. Now we start the chase, get the lead back, and get home safely, hopefully. Hello. Goodbye. Oh. Back end was starting to go. Whoa! Can super softs even make it around a lap? And after a relatively tough start to the race around the Nordschleife, it was time for the final lap, so we chucked on the racing soft tyres because we didn't want to risk it with the super softs. I didn't think they could get around the track in one lap. Not alive anyway. So, can we beat a 5:26 lap time around here? Can we make it to the end of this lap on soft tyres alive? Let's find out. By pushing it to the absolute limit. Oh no. Oh, we're alive. Oh, we're still alive. I'm working on the PB. But the personal best there is based off of a non-pit lap. So, non-out lap. Oh my god. No. I can just full send it. We are 2 minutes ahead. Why would I not full send it? Let's go. Shit, come on. No. Get out the sand. Damn. Oh, the tires are dying. You son of a bitch. And there we go. A full lap around the Nordschleife, exiting from the pits. The lap being, of course, a 5 minute and 25 second lap. Just narrowly faster than one of the proper dedicated laps around the course. We also finished roughly 2 minutes ahead of second place. Our questionable strategies and lack of planning once again made this race significantly harder than it should have been. Either way, the 100% win rate streak continues. For now. I quite liked playing these games on keyboard. WASD. Well, W and S for accelerate and brake. And then the arrow keys for right, left, and then up and down, of course. Welcome to El Capitan. Although this is my favorite track, or sorry, not favorite, but it's one of my favorite tracks on Gran Turismo 4, not a lot happened during this race. So I'm just going to show you what happened, and I'll show you the end of it. Guess what happened? Guess what I did? Judging from how I've been racing in the past like 10 or so races, guess what I'm going to do? Track, so it's going to be fun. I've actually been looking forward to this. I'm sad that Hong Kong isn't in the list of races. It's good to see you again. Have a good stream. Hey, I appreciate you popping in. Have a great day, weekend. All that jazz. Good to see you. Take care of yourself, my friend. Oh, hello. With the gap opening up already. That's just the end of lap 2. What the hell? What even was that? They should pit in this lap or the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, the El Capitan Grand Prix! In the Toyota GT1. Finishing one lap ahead of the majority. Let's begin the, penultimate race. Very bogged down beginning, nothing out of the ordinary. And then finally the power kicks in. And we are right on him again. We're going to lose him again, inevitably, but we've already seen that we're not going to be that far off of them. As we easily go around the outside. And we are going to be completely annihilating the poor F1 there. As we majorly misjudged the braking zones required for this big old behemoth. Already starting to cook the rear tyres a bit as I'm racing too early. Does look like they're a little more evenly... brake wear's a little more evenly distributed than at El Capitan. We are gaining. Tad too early on the brakes there, but we are alive. Hello, Echo. Oh, that might even be... yeah, still slightly too late. No, you're not. If that's an annoying orange, you're Apple. Excuse me. Apple. Hey, Apple. Shut up. Isn't the annoying orange still making YouTube videos? Wait, that is a very clean lap. Look at that. Look at that. 126 with no discrepancy at all. It's just a flat 126. There's a Super GT. Sorry, no, that's not it. There's a Super Formula? A set of Super Formula races in Gran Turismo 7. And Fuji Speedway was easily the worst of the lot to complete. By far. Because no matter how well I was driving, how consistent the lap times were, everything like that, it just still wasn't enough. Still wasn't enough to keep up or catch up to the front runners. And I don't like the Gran Turismo 7 race system, to be honest. The fact that you start 50 odd seconds behind the leader, it's just artificial difficulty. Combined with the fact that they have numerous different drivers that can start in any position, right? And some of them have higher skill and driving ability than others. So if you get I believe the world championship is called, or world champion is called Igor Fraga. And if he starts up front, you'll never catch him. Because his AI drives really well. This is reasonably evenly matched so far. I mean, it isn't evenly matched, of course, but having to drive pretty well to catch up. Rip. Those tyres are going to be struggling this lap. There's the 117 just. The final lap. Hey, because... Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Fuji Speedway Grand Prix coming to a close. Finishing out with another 117. Not faster than last lap, but yeah. So 2 laps ahead of the F1s there. Not bad. Not bad at all. And go ahead with Suzuka. Suzuka. No. No. Right, I'll be right back. 53 laps of Suzuka. I have concerns. I have grave concerns. Okay. It begins. The final race of the championship. Without any further ado, let's go. See an opportunity for a lunge up the inside. I'm getting pushed. Man's pushing me. Another opportunity presents itself along the long left-hander as we take to the outside, just making it. Have to be on the brakes a little bit harder than the F1s as the orange is very slow. We are now getting pushed off the track again. Nope, he's gone. Try and take a wider line than the F1s here to get a nice run onto this long approach to the spoon. So we get nudged a little bit by Banana Car. Should be able to go up the inside. No, he's closing me off. The outside we go. Getting nudged again. Now the approach to 130R. We are coming into second position. The leader is starting to gap us a little bit though. That is a tad concerning. Oh. Slightly cutting 130R, rip tyres. Somebody's nudging me off the track. We're going to have to brake late. As a consequence, yeah, they are right on me. As lap 1 is coming to a close. Now we have the straight line advantage. Let's put down all 1100 horsepower. The crazy part about this is we've had some engine wear, so we're losing probably best part of 100 horsepower from the engine, yet here we are still just blasting away from the F1 competition. They may be about 400, 500 kilograms lighter, but we have the engine of a god under this bonnet. Not really finding an opportunity to get past right now, not a clean opportunity as the F1 goes and does a little bit of rally raiding. As we've mentioned in previous videos and streams and races, that's probably not a good idea in an F1. That's not quite where you want to be taking that sort of car. Ooh. As the downforce almost sends me into oblivion. Yes, that kind of oblivion. We'd end up with a Skyrim intro. Wait, you're finally awake. After that sort of accident. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not sending that. Waiting for a better opportunity. We do have the start-finish line coming up as the F1 is very early on the brakes. Actually battling me. Playing a bit of Destruction Derby right now. Although in a little flimsy go-kart, glorified go-kart like that, I'd be very careful who you're ramming into. And that is the site of first position. But the race isn't over yet. We've still got 50 odd laps to go. And they are very much making it clear they are right behind me. Getting pushed wide. However, look at that power difference. Giving me a nudge again, but we might just be in the clear now. Another straight coming up. We're going very wide into the hairpin. A little bit of wheel spin, trying to get the power down. Front tyres are cooking a tad faster than the rears. We'll have to adjust the gearing or the gear choice accordingly. No, second is not usable there. As we should now have a 1.5 second gap to second place. That's opening up nicely. 2 seconds in fact. It's pretty good so far, but we do still have hits to worry about, and also the fact that I have an affinity for going to Tatooine here and there. So it might be worth going over to the hards. The green F1 was struggling there. Not gained any time. Keep it neat. Looks like you made a mistake there. Oh, somebody did make a mistake. Still within the 22 second range. Need to improve the driving around Spoon Corner, I must say. Very suboptimal. We've knocked off another further 2 seconds here. They are on old tyres though, we've got to keep that in mind. They should all be going in now. As they do. We'll happily reclaim first position with a 144 lap time, or 145 in fact. I reckon that's still a good enough time to win. Because it seems the AI are doing 141s around here. They just catch us so much around this section. It really is all about keeping it completely clean and using all the power that is available to us. I'm gonna try fourth gear out of here. No. It's too bogged down. Could be worse. Just shy of a 141. So yeah, we're still going to be quicker than the F1s right now. Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. How about yourself? Yeah, as it stands, we're pitting every 7 laps will work for us because the tyre life will take us to lap 54. So not crazy inefficient. Don't want to get pushed off here. He's after me. Go very wide. Rip. Their tyre life around here is incredible. Wait. Getting pushed wide. Definitely gonna have a better time without this guy on my... Yeah, 141, no wonder we were struggling. 16 second distance. Oh, there's a new lap record, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing it. I don't know where this time has come from. Found some pace there. Ooh, new lap record, yeah. Makes sense. Just a little bit too stiff. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The final lap of the Formula 1 Championship in the Toyota GT1. Every single race. First place so far. Just got to bring it home. Can we get the 136? It's all built up to this. Here we go. .41 sector. By far the fastest we've ever been through there. Kept out the sand. .190 miles per hour almost. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the championship with an easy, clean sweep of every single race with a 134 finish. Woo! 136 who? 136 who? Give me the 134. There it is. Toyota GT1. What a beautiful piece of machinery. Let's see the 150. Let me see the 150. There it is. Finishing almost 100 points ahead of the nearest contender. That is beautiful. Let me get a screenshot of that real quick. Woo! Yeah, with a controller as well, of course. Of course. You'll never see the 136 because it doesn't exist. 3 million credits. Hello. That's going straight in my bank account. If only it was going in my bank account in real life, that'd be nice. Well, that's been one hell of a challenge to complete, but we did it. What do we get? Give me the car. Ladies and gentlemen, from the F1 Championship, we get a Sauber Mercedes C9 race car. Oh, hello wall. Yeah, CLR. The Sauber Mercedes was fine. Look at this slow driver. Bye. Car's hella grippy as well. A 105. It's alright. It's nothing special. It is absolutely nothing special, but it's not terrible either. Right, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for watching. If you guys would like to sub to the channel to see more for this style of content, except in highly edited video form, feel free to go and sub to the YouTube channel. Join the Discord to stay up to date with the community, and let's see if there's anybody to raid. If not, then see you later, guys. And as always, an extra special thank you goes out to all of my YouTube channel members. An even bigger, even more extra special thank you and shout out goes out to all of my God Mode tier members, and those are Nexit and the Because. Thank you all very much for your continued support, I do appreciate it. Anybody else wants to become a YouTube channel member, you can do so in the link down in the description, or head on to the YouTube channel homepage and you'll be able to find the membership page over there. There's all sorts of tiers, you can even pledge for as little as 99 pence a month. Once again, thank you very much, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.